やめて。死にたくない。逃げる。逃げた。どっちを人形め。
起きろ！おい起きろ！ジャックってば！おはようジャック。ジャックも夢見るんだな。びっくりしたよ。決していい夢ではなかったかもしれないけど、いつかいい夢が見られるといいな、ジャック。それにしてもジャック、ようやくこの日が来たな。ついに今日から景色少女の創作開始だ。遅刻したらみんなに何言われるか。
死に。
ジャック、今ちょっと手が離せない。ってもうこんな時間？
いい。
ちょっと待っててジャック。この晒しを巻くってのが思いのほか面倒でさ。師匠、毎朝すごく手間がかかる。でも手は抜けない。なんたって僕は王子様だからね。よし、できた。どうだいジャック。それにしてもあれからもう数週間経ったのか。で、どうだったみんな。ここを拠点にするって言ってはみたけど、住むには難しいかな。
敵がいないって意味ではいい場所だが、居住のために作られた施設でもない。住むにはいろいろ足りねえだろうな。
じゃあ最悪ここは寝床だけにして、必要なものはまた開放地区に探しに行くしかないか。
お前の意見はどうなんだ、いつき。
ざっと見た感じだが、なんとか拠点にできると思う。
本当か？
まあかなりの大改造が必要な点は否めないがな。主に寝床を作るという意味で。
最低限必要な電気と水道は生きてたから、ちょっと修理すれば使えるようになるよ。
修理できるのか？
拙者に任せておくがいい。
お、匠もついに輝く時が来たか。
輝いてるよ。僕ちんいつだって輝きっぱなしだよ。
分かってるって。頼りにしてるからね、匠。それに楓も樹も。
姫、よかったな。これで希望がさらに見えてきた。
そうだね、おつーちゃん。
姫。
それでさっきも言ったように、住居を作るのが最も大変だと思う。
つまりは力仕事だな。任せとけ。俺と匠でどうにかする。
あたいも？
力仕事に向いてそうなのは俺たちくらいしかいねえだろ。
あたいは インフラの整備があるし、他を頼ってほしいなーなんて。
そんなこと言っても他に誰が。
お、貴様ら探したぞ。
いた。
なんだお前たち、我の顔をジロジロ見て。
ハーメルン、お前確かすっごい力持ちだったよな。
その通り、力には自信があるぞ。
よしよし、労働力確保だ。
守るこんなちっちゃな女の子を肉体労働に借り出すの？ひどいな。
見てくれは小さくても、こいつには俺たちじゃ比べ物にならないくらいの力がある。光だって見ただろ、あの鬼ごっこの時に。ハーメルンを使わない手はないぜ。
なんか知らんが、手伝えることなら手伝ってやるぞ。
助かるぜハーメルン、後でよろしくな。
ハメちゃんが頑張ってくれてる間に電気と水道はバッチリ直しとくぜ。
その電気とやらがあれば漫画をもっと明るい場所で読めるのだな。
大事なのそこかよ。
まあまあいいじゃない。ハーメルンちゃんには大事なことなんだよ。
インフラ整備の件はこれでいいとして、体制が整った後はどうする？
当面の目的は生き延びること、それから他の結識少女を探す。
どっちも長丁場になりそうだな。
覚悟はしてる。そのためにここに拠点を作るんだから。
長く共同生活を送るためにも各々役割を決めておいた方がいいね。
また全員でゾロゾロ探索しに行くってのもあまり効率的とは言えないしな。
僕と姫、それにジャックは結識少女たちの捜索でいいかな。
もちろん我も同行するぞ。この力必要であろう。
それはありがたいけど、ここの安全は。
お前らがいない間は俺が警備を引き受ける。ついでにこの辺の探索もやっておく。生き残った連中が迷い込んでくるかもしれねえしな。
大丈夫なのか、そんなに一人で抱え込んで。
んなこと言われなくても分かってるって。探索っつっても門番と警備のついでにその辺を見て回るだけだ。やばいと思ったらとっとと逃げるさ。それにお前らはメルヘンどもがうようよいるとこに行くことになるんだ。戦力は少しでも多い方がいいだろう。
そうか、僕たちがいない間は守にかなり負担をかけてしまうな。
気にすんなっての。もともとこういう方が性に合ってるんだ。
心配なら我の下僕を残しておくぞ。
だそうだ。
心強いよ。
じゃあわいはそんなおつーちゃんたちの武器の改良やな。黎明で学んだ景色武器の改良技術見たらきっと惚れてまうで。しのごの言わんとわいに任せとき。
僕はこれまでの経験を生かしてジェイルと決式少女の研究でいいかな。
博士の意志を継いでってところだね。
ああ、そんなところだ。きっと有用な情報を君たち決式少女に提供しよう。
私は生活用品から探索に役立つもの、いろいろな道具の配給と整理をやるよ。
ああ、なんか整列させるのうまそうだよな。
わかってるじゃん。そうだよ、ちゃんと並ばないやつはいつだって蹴っ飛ばしてやるからね。じゃあ私はどうしようかな。水汲みとか？
そんなん俺がやるっつうの。お前は救護室とかだろ。
私簡単な手当てくらいしかできないよ。それができるだけでもここではありがたいってこと。必要な物資は後で届けるから。
そうだな光、適材適所だ。君が救護室にいてくれればみんな救われると思う。
わかった。みんながいいなら私頑張るね。皆さん本当にありがとうございます。
なんか言うなって。助け合いなんて仲間なら当たり前だ。
だはは この拠点の名前を発表するのだ。
おう、一応聞いておいてやるよ。
いいか貴様ら、聞いて驚け。その名もハーメルン解放地区。どうだ、かっこよかろう。
どこからどう突っ込んでいいのかな。
何を解放したのかな。
まあハーメルンが世に解き放たれたという意味ではギリギリ。
解放地区って言いたかっただけだろ。
そんにゃことはにゃいと。あ、図星なんだ。すっごい噛んじゃってるし、ハーメルンちゃん全然噛んでにゃい。
まあハーメルンの住まいを間借りしてるし、名前はそれでいいか。
気に入ったのなら素直に言えばよいもの。まあよい。ではハーメルン解放地区で決定だな。
ハーメルン解放地区ねえ。まあ言い慣れるとこれはこれでしっくりきてしまうのが恐ろしい。よし、着替え完了。お待たせジャック。
実地いい。
ああ、今日から本格的に捜索開始だ。一緒に頑張ろうな。さて、人魚姫は大丈夫かな。いろいろありすぎて最近塞ぎがちだったし、ちゃんと僕がそばにいてあげないとな。みんなすまない、遅くなった。
これで全員揃ったな。では始めようか。さて、今日から早速決式少女の捜索になるわけだが。
まずは元解放地区から近い水族館跡エリアって話だったよね。
そこは未知の場所だったりするのか。
昔探索したことあるよ。でもこうなってしまった今は安全とは言い難いだろうね。
ああ、だから探索チームは決して無理をしないでほしい。
僕たちが倒れたらもう決式少女を再結集させられなくなるからね。気をつけるよ。
そうじゃないよ、おつーちゃん。そのことも大事だけど、何よりみんな無事で帰ってきてほしいだけ。
ああ、これ以上仲間が傷つくのはもう見たくないんだ。
それでも君たちに託すしかないのは本当に申し訳ないのだけどね。
そっか、ごめん。心配してくれてありがとう。みんなちゃんと無事で帰ってくるよ。
ああ、信じてるよ。
それで探すっていう決式少女は何人いるんだ。
僕と姫を除いて黎明にはあと6人いたよ。まずは赤ずきん。守たちの解放に行った時に一緒に行動してたんだ。でもあの時の混乱で離れ離れになっちゃってね。
遠目に見ただけだけど全員すげえ強かったからきっと大丈夫だって。
絶対大丈夫だよ。
ありがとう。それとこれも同じく一緒に行動していたアリス。ジャック。分かってるよ。
ギギ
この通りアリスはジャックの大切な人だ。だから必ず見つけ出してあげたい。
俺らも長いことお隣さんだったからな。人事とは思えねえよ。
もう家族みたいなものだよね。
そして次がかぐや姫。彼女は黎明に残っていた。そして親指姫、白雪姫、眠り姫の3姉妹で6人だ。まあ親指姫たち3姉妹は協力してくれるかわからないけどね。
なんかあったのか。
ちょっとね。とにかく最善は尽くすよ。
そうしてくれると信じてるよ。それで水族館跡エリアには潜伏できそうな場所ってのはあるのか。
潜伏 きそうな場所って言われると難しいけどね。でも元開放地区から近い水族館跡エリアは逃げ込むのに最適とも言えるから、もしかしたら誰かいるかもしれない。
こっち側に誰も逃げてきてないなら、唯一行ける水族館跡エリアは期待できそうだね。
よっしゃ、作戦が決まると希望が出てくるな。
じゃあ準備ができ次第僕たちは出発するよ。大丈夫かい姫。
大丈夫だよ。私はみんな頑張ってるし、私も負けてられないね。
姫、何か抱えてるなら僕に相談をしてくれ。
本当に大丈夫だよ。何も心配いらないよ。
そうか、それならいいんだけど。いつだって僕は姫の味方だからね。それだけは忘れないでほしい。
Jack uses rabbit hole. This creates save point and keep her out of the dungeon because, you know, Alice isn't with us, so she can't use it. You can only set save points in certain areas, so create save points so you find them. Note that setting a rabbit hole will erase any previous rabbit hole that was set. Okay, we're finally out of cutscenes. Anyways, I believe I mentioned it in the previous game that according to the devs, the intended way to actually play the games now is play the second game first, and then play the first game. Presumably the remake that actually comes with the second game. Because this is basically a 2 games in 1 kind of deal. I actually completely disagree with that. When I initially got this game, I played it first. I didn't finish it. I only got to the end of the aquarium ruins before, you know, the area we're about to go into, before I got distracted by other games and never got back to it until, like, very, very recently. So I can pretty much just share my experiences on that. So when we got through the, you know, the whole Liberated District thing, when, you know, they name dropped, like, Haru and Miko are dead and such, my reaction to that was, oh, those were probably characters from the first game. And didn't think very much about it after that point. When I played through the first game and then got back to that point, my immediate reaction was a lot stronger than that, because I actually knew who those characters were. And this game does not really explain a whole lot of that type of stuff without going into, like, character profiles. And even then, if I go into Otsu's room, for example. Oh, okay. You can give surprise items to any of the Blood Maidens in their rooms. Yeah, I'll talk about that in a moment. Because we still got that type of stuff. It's very different in this game, though. Kind of. I'll explain it when we get to that. You know, raise their affection by giving them items. You might get items. They give items back when you do that. New skills affects the story. I don't think it actually affects the story, but anyways. So your items can change their room decor. Your items can be freely changed at any time. Anyways, so we get character profiles in this, I believe, in the library profile, and we got our main characters, and of course it shows Professor Tojima, Haru, and Miko, which you would not know who these characters are offhand if you didn't actually play the first game. You would know pretty much nothing about them. So that had a bit of an effect, and a number of things, like, even just playing, like, the first hour or so, you can notice that this game pretty much starts at roughly the same time frame, just things go in a completely different direction. Which confused me when I started playing the first game after playing a little bit of this, and then seeing Jack and Alice show up at the very beginning and being completely thrown off about that, without any kind of actual knowledge. And due to a number of other things, like, anybody who played the first game can notice that Red Riding Hood's personality was a little bit different with how her attitude was towards fighting and whatnot. There's going to be quite a bit of that. So yeah, it's one of those cases. That's just my opinion. I've heard people play the second game, then play the first one, had a good time with that as well. This is just my own opinion, that playing the first game, then going to the second one has a bit of a stronger feeling, which is why I did it that way. Anyways, so we got our affection. Little Mermaid actually starts at 4, no matter what. Kind of an interesting little thing. It's mostly just to show that Otsu and her are in a relationship. You also notice that Hameln has stars instead of hearts. This is friendship. Because Otsu, unlike Jack, Otsu only has a relationship with Little Mermaid, and that's it. I don't think I have any items to give to any of these characters, but I can check at least. Nope, I don't got any items. Unlike the previous game, gift items are tied to characters specifically. So you don't have to guess which ones they like. You only get, like Little Mermaid will have items that you can only give her for increasing affection and such. As such, getting the items are pretty much tied to quests, more or less. You can't find, I don't think you can find any of them in chests, and you definitely can't find them on the field or buy them from the wandering merchant. You can get interior items from them, which you can just keep constantly giving them the interior items to increase their affection if you really want to do it that way. And they don't react negatively to any of them, so you can give them whatever you want. For the most part, you pretty much get enough affection items for all the characters to fully maximize them regardless as the story goes on. But if you really feel like it, you can just give them a bunch of interior items. There's another method to actually increase it too, but I'll get into that when we get to that part. Yep, nothing. Okay. So yeah, affection's pretty much the same as the previous game and such. Alright, laboratory. Okay, first things first. Laboratory is pretty much the same except for this thing right here, which I'll talk about in just a moment. Changing jobs, same thing as before. More or less. Use job unlock rights and blood crystals to change their job. When you change jobs, you retain the same level, but stats change according to the job chosen. Various skills are available in each job and can be viewed via skills creation. You can gain job unlock rights each time you raise a blood mains level to a certain point, every 10 levels. So you get all, so you can, because everyone has 4 jobs and they start at 1, it basically means that once you hit level 40, you have access to all the jobs as long as you have enough blood crystals, which isn't that difficult. Once a job is unlocked, you can freely change jobs at any time. A major difference from the first game. The remake also keeps this, thankfully. So you don't have to actually wait another 10 levels or de-level the character if you actually want to switch to another specific job. Once you unlock it, it's permanently unlocked and you can freely change it. Now there are some jobs that are just pretty good for characters in general, but for the most part, we don't have a job unlock right, so we can't change the characters right now anyways. You can also check what weapons that each of them can equip as well. But yeah, Otsu pretty much has a lot of different things. You can also see, unlike the first game, you can actually see how each of them affect the stats. You can also check what skills they learn. Like, this improves it so much. Unfortunately, the remake does not keep the remake basically looks identical to the first game, just with the various differences. So all you really get to see is the blood crystal requirement and what weapons you can equip, and nothing else. You don't get to see how the stats are affected. You don't get to sneak peek at what skills each of them learn without actually going into them. So it's just as annoying, but this is a kind of a nice thing. So yeah, Milky Way is mage, as you can see. Hercules is basically you can see the bow there. Agility, it's the one with the highest agility, basically. Which Otsu wants lots and lots of agility, basically, so that her turn delay is lowered considerably, so she can get back into the action and actually do stuff, which is important because, like I mentioned, Jack is tied to her turns too, and corruption is a bigger deal in this game than it was in the first. Stargazer is, well, yeah, I can actually just load it. Yeah, Heracles has let's see. Oh yeah, you have to push Eleanor. There's mostly elementals. All you can see that they're all melee and whatnot. Milky Way is definitely mage if you want to make Otsu more of a mage type character. none of these are all single target, and none of them are chance. It was except that, obviously, the party one. Stargazer is more of a it's a support type skill. It has a few of the melee ones which have range, like enemy line, range of enemies. This is nice. SP regeneration per turn. These right here are stupid good. Once you can actually make use of them, basically. Adds buffs from the jail's blessing. Basically, it increases the power of the jail buffs. Once we get back to the roulette type stuff, it basically makes them better. Like, the strength up one can also potentially have a chance of increasing agility, or just increase the strength up higher. This widens them, meaning it affects more characters. You can get some very silly shenanigans once you get these running up. Weaver is pure. Basically, Weaver is just these stat ups, so specifically just so you can make Otsu whatever the hell you want her to do. Now we do got the DLC ones, which are free. You just download them. They don't require anything to switch into, and you can just get them right off the bat. Anyways, Death End Attire. What is this one? Oh yeah, this one has. Does this one have any skill to actually care about? Moonflash. Mage stuff. Lowers one enemy's attacks, which could be nice, I guess. But Otsu doesn't really need any of these things, as she's not a mage type character. But we can at least learn it anyways, just to get it on there. And Bloodmane Swimsuit, which has increased max HP, which everybody practically wants that, because it's a free thing. Increased water output. She is doing water stuff, so that is an actual damage thing. Water damage, recovers some HP. I don't know how good these are necessarily. I believe they're actually weaker than the ones that she already has. They just have extra effects on them, like poison and stuff. So I practically don't need to use them. Oddly enough, as you can see, Bloodbane Swimsuit is considerably better than what her current class is. Because it'll increase her agility, basically tech and mental will go down. Which she's not using right now. She also she loses. Wait, her HP goes up by 100. Oh, okay. It shows after. Okay, it shows what the stats will look like afterwards. So she'll lose a lot of SP, like 49 SP, but she gets a lot of HP, agility, and stuff. So as long as she's not spamming SP skills, that's pretty fine. So it does have the. It does have the big problem, like both, like decent amount of weapons. This one, I believe, can just equip all weapons. Yeah, resist ailments and corruption as its bonus. And this one has like many weapons can be equipped, frequent criticals, will strike at allies more often. But yeah, when Blood Skelter becomes a thing, more often to attack allies. At this point, it has good stats. I believe as Otsu levels up, this thing was not going to be as good, so we'll just keep her in this for a little while. Because it just makes her a better melee character for the time being. Anyways, yeah, she's basically the same. Various mage classes. Dead End Attire is pretty good because, you know, increased agility, more tech, more SP, so she'll want that. So we'll unlock the swimsuit as well. So she'll probably be in here for a bit. And then we got Hameln, who gets nothing but benefits from who flat out just gets nothing but benefits from Bloodmane and Swimsuit at this point in time. There's really no point in making her a mage, honestly. I didn't check the skills, they're the same across these ones. Once we get past the first 5 characters, they'll get death. After the first 5 characters, the remaining 5 have Death End Attire 2. Which has different skills on them, and those skills would actually be more useful because they're melee versions of these, basically, giving her more elemental access, which unfortunately makes Hamelin, not as good as a fighter as Alice or Cinderella. We'll put her in this for right now,
迷うところだな。
because that just makes them better. I don't believe any of them really care about most of the skills, outside of, like, Water Blessing. That'll make Otsu's one skill. And everybody eventually will want that, because that's just good. Little Mermaid, what do we want? Oh, yes, because she has this. Because now she actually has range attacks that to target other stuff than outside of just water, which is good. Of course, you can also learn Water Blessing, too, to increase her own things, but... let's give her some coverage. We already have someone with wind coverage for the time being, anyways, so... and, well, she doesn't have anything right now, but, you know, that's fine. As they level up, they'll get less and less benefits from these classes. I remember that much. I don't know how long that takes. Expand skill slots. Basically the same thing. Use blood crystals to increase number of skill slots. This is... if you remember when I played the first game, because I actually knew what skills were good and kind of min-maxed it, I practically never used this thing. This requires A crystals. I believe it requires B- also when you get past certain thresholds. But this basically means A-. This basically means A- are very, very important and you want those. Because I've had plenty of occasions where I had plenty of everything else except those. And you'll practically be wanting to increase the character's skill slots to at least 20 by the end of the game or so. Possibly even more than that, depending on how many things. Blood Pack Appraisal. This is a new thing in this game. And we did pick up at least one Blood Pack while we were running around. Blood Packs are used to learn Blood Pack skills. Blood Pack Appraisal is used to appraise and determine the contents of Blood Packs. Use Blood Pack Transfusion to learn skills. Use Blood Packs are lost during the process. Up to 99 Blood Packs can be transfused. The more used, the stronger the skill effect. You can gain Blood Packs through blood farming and blood flowers. We'll get into that in a moment. Once the game actually explains it. Okay, yeah, we only got one. So, that, it's pretty cheap. Appraisal. We got the Water Blood Pack. So what does that do? Blood Pack Transfusion. Hamel's the only character who doesn't have a water skill at this point in time. I can't remember if this is... I think this might be... if it's magic-based, then that's not going to really help her. It doesn't really matter. It doesn't cost anything to actually give it to them. And we'll be seeing plenty of these sooner or later anyway. So what does it do? Transfuse 1. Water attack. +1. I believe if I go into her status, we can actually see that. Status, yes. There we go. Okay, it's a mage skill. So basically, this is a water attack that you can use. The more, obviously, the more blood transfusions you get, the stronger it gets. It's actually pretty damn weak, but it costs 0 SP. That's the big important thing. All these blood transfusion skills cost 0 SP. They're fairly weak, but you will get plenty of them as the game goes on, so so they can be useful. But yeah, it's good to know that that's actually a mage skill, so it'd be more useful on Little Mermaid at this point in time. Blood Devolution, which I may or may not ever use. You can lower Blood Maiden's level with Devolution Rites and Blood Crystals. Select the preset amount of levels to de-evolve and execute Blood Devolution. Depending on the chosen amount you devolve, you gain CP and stat bonuses. By executing Blood Devolution, you can level a Blood Maiden again with boosted stats. Gain Devolution right each time you raise a Blood Maiden's level to a certain point. I think you have to be minimum of level 10 to get one, but I think you have to be minimum of level 16, because I think the lowest tier was 15. I mean, I'll find out in a second. Yes. I think you get it once you reach level 10, or a 10 threshold, you know, if in case you were like level 30 and then you just decide to go down by 1. Unfortunately, it doesn't say how many stat points and stuff you get from these, and I don't remember offhand. I believe 80 is at 20 stat points in all stats, and considering that this is a game series where 1 or 2 stat points actually makes a much bigger difference than what you would think it would, that's not a bad thing. I remember when I did my first playthrough of this, I decided to put Cinderella into the party, and I ended up giving her way too many passive skills to the point that I ran out of CP on her. So instead, I just decided, well, I'll just do de-evolve. I think she was either level. It was either the level 30 or level 40 tier. I forget which one it was. Either way, she was basically 10 level. By the time she never caught up to the party. She was always like 10 levels lower than everybody. But she was still dishing out insane amounts of damage because she had those extra stat points. And she had a bunch of extra skill points. Putting in a lot of nice stuff. So it still works pretty well. It's not like leveling up is that terribly difficult. She caught up. Basically, she was carried by the gear that she had at that point in time. Blood Weapon Factory. You can strengthen gear at the Blood Weapon Factory using blood crystals gained in battle. Your gear can be strengthened 20 times, versus the 9 times from the original. Okay, I probably don't have enough to really bother. Okay, well, maybe I do. I do have weapons I can grab from the shop, and I will be grabbing those soon enough anyways. This works a little bit differently from how it does in the original, actually. So you can see that if I level this up 1, it'll increase the attack of this one by 1. That doesn't mean it increases the attack every single time you level it up, though. These go in, like, blocks of 5. So it could, like, be, like, increases attack on the first level, might increase defense on the second level, tech on the third level, and so on. Once it reaches the 5th level, then it'll re-wrap back around to what it would be the first level, which in this case would be attack. And this continues, so basically if you level up a weapon or armor 5 levels, you'll pretty much know what stat bonuses you're getting from leveling them up. And this applies to all weapons and armor. That was something I didn't notice, that some of the DLC ones, I think they level up to 3 and then they stop getting points. I don't think they stopped getting points. I think I just saw, oh, I'm not getting any points, and then just didn't put any more blood crystals into them. I'm gonna find some pieces of armor way later on that, yeah, there's some that just straight up don't get stat bonuses from levels at a point, and then just re-wrap around and start getting stat points again. So yeah, Innocent Rosary gets plus the luck and stuff. It's good to know. Okay, general store. Pick up counter. Grab all of our fancy DLC stuff that we got. Which, unlike the first game, where the Dengeki armor was just stupid good because it had 50 defense and could last practically the most of the game, actually. Okay, so yeah, this is good. This is agility. Agility tech. A lot of stats. I mean, Otsu wants a lot of stuff. Circlet of Agreement. This is tech base, so increases item drop from enemies. Yeah, this is reduces SP use. That could be useful for her. It could be useful. This could be very useful on either her or Hameln at this point in time. Well, Mermaid definitely wants that. It'll decrease her agility more, but it'll increase her attack. Communicate animosity. Speeds up after skill. Lots of defense. She is 23. Yeah, she's. Maybe I should probably give that to her. Also, make it so that she's faster whenever she does healing or whatever. Bracelet of Wardenship. I'll probably give this to Hameln. And just so she has something else. A lot of good stats. Increases blood crystal drop rate. Yeah, that'll be helpful. Does anybody want the Stubborn Bangle? Mental. But she'd lose 15 SP. Okay. So Kaede basically sells pretty much the same stuff that the merchant from the first game did, Clara did from the first game. Pretty much just healing items and stuff. Oh, I have 50 of these. I forgot that the DLC thing gives you 50. I'm probably never going to use all these. I did actually end up using homing amplifiers more than the rabbit hole to get back to town in this game, but homing amplifiers drop enough that I was basically restocking them faster than I was using them more often than not. Okay, also she sells, outside of these, she also sells standard and natural. Weird, I don't remember her selling both of them. Oh, whatever. Technically I can give any of these to any of the characters, and they'll like it anyways. I don't think that they have I don't think characters have a favorite like they did in the previous game, but I'm probably just gonna stick with that anyways, which would be natural would be Snow White, and standard is nobody. But it's not like I can't just spend money on them anyways. Okay. Yeah, nothing else to... Okay. Now that I got through all of that, we should probably save. It's always a good idea to save whenever possible. Because game overs are scary. Game overs can come very easily. Okay, so underground cavern. Part area. Okay, so we don't have that stuff yet. Okay. You could say the jail trial thing. I don't have access to that yet. The game will probably tell me when I can actually mess with that, and I'll explain it when I get to that. You now view treasure info, because this place actually does not have a nightmare. Even though technically it does have a nightmare in the original game, but you know, whatever. Now then, yeah, that tells me where I can go. Oh, I can zoom out. Let's see. We have not been here. Oh, that's on the second floor. Anything I can still do on the first... Yeah. I do want to explore around in case there's some nice items or something I can pick up. I can't go over to this one for quite a while. And yeah, I'll explain the blood farm zones once the game actually tells me about the mechanic for that. Maybe it's locked. Yep. Okay, I believe this just leads. Yeah, I believe this just leads to the next area. Maybe. Heal piece. HP heal piece. Yeah, the DLC stuff will make Otsu pretty strong for a while. Oh, right, this is the first floor, so yeah, we keep 1F. Cold spray, that's a full party heal item. Again, Otsu is the only one who can use items at this point, so... Okay, yeah, we're in the next area already. Okay, whatever. We can come back to the caverns later. Okay. She has 3 desires: hunger, libido, sleep. Satisfying them yields various benefits. Desires gauge are displayed in the top right corner and change as they are fulfilled. Hunger is satisfied by attacking enemy weak points and causing blood splatters during battle. Libido is satisfied by finding treasure, collection points, and emotion points. It doesn't mention that licking also increases the libido as well. Sleep is satisfied by taking action without incurring damage while jail is sleeping. When 3 desires reach their limits, a jail bonus roulette activates. You gain special benefits depending on the roulette's results. The moon icon to the left of the desires gauge shows which will be filled faster during that time. And here we go, Blood Farm. Blood Farm lets you plant plus-type blood crystals in dungeons with ZL button to grow blood flowers. An area with 3x5 squares can be planted, and in battles will make the blood flowers grow. Covering these squares with blood toss will change the blood flower's color and increase its rank. Once bloomed, you can harvest them by searching them or by using Hameln's magnetic piccolo. You'll gain various items and equipment based on the rank and blood crystals planted. Use magnetic piccolo to harvest them all at once to gain a chance to get better equipment. Note that you can only plant up to 15 squares in each floor. Some areas have sparkling squares. These are called blood farm zones. The items and equipment gained using these squares are different than usual. Look for these special squares on the map. They're colored purple, so check them out. They're also more often than not placed in very terrible spots. It didn't mention it, but yeah, if I looked at Underground Cavern. So like you can see, these are not necessarily placed in fantastic spots, because you can't use magnetic piccolo to grab things between walls like that. Now, normally you would think, okay, why don't I just plant a bunch of stuff like right here or something without it being pink? There's 2 reasons why that wouldn't work. One, you can't plant them on event spots, so if it has a spot, if there's a chance that a collect point can spawn in that spot, you cannot plant something there. So that takes that out. So I wouldn't be able to put it on everything. These 2 spots would be impossible. There might even be more spots on here for all I know. The other reason is because the pink ones have a higher chance of actually getting the correct item. Outside of just generally making the item potentially better, it just has a higher chance of it actually being them. So if you plant a bunch of the A- ones, which are, or was it A+? A+, right, it was the plus ones. It would be a higher chance of it being A+ ones make weapon ones. So if you plant them in a bunch in this, there's a chance that none of them could be weapons. Or if a couple of them will. In here, it just increases the chances. More often than not, they will be weapons, but you'll still get like random items or other stuff. The blood farming is extremely important because it's the best way to get gear in this game. Remember how enemies would drop like gear with different prefixes and suffixes and such? They don't really do that in this game. You pretty much get that type of stuff from item farms. Alright. And let's see. Yeah, of course. It's probably weak to fire. But unfortunately, secondary doing that much damage. Oh god, that thing has a lot more health than I was expecting. Crit 2! You can see that they both got 2 attacks before those 2 got her 1. It's gonna be normal, unfortunately. Okay, so Hameln can open that. If you remember the teleports from the first game, those do not exist in this game, period. Shortcuts are basically short. You can usually find shortcut stairs periodically in the game. This is probably way better than what... Oh. Well, she loses tech, but she gets a lot of agility, which is probably more useful at this point in time. Better than losing a bunch of defense. And agility. Yeah. I'm gonna give her skimming cards. Cards are usually really good. That's more defense. Minus, I think that's actually better than... Okay. Just looking over the character's gear and stuff. Oh, that thing was fast. remember when I get access to jail trials. I'm pretty sure the game will mention them soonish. Probably once I reach some sort of event in this place. Because those are kind of important.
動かすぞ。
Okay, that door opened. Also, unlike the first game, most of these switches just stay that way instead of it being timed. It just permanently unlocks the door. Of course.
聞くがよい。来たな。
That runs fast. Okay. Oh, I should... That list right there. That's the first... That is legitimate. I went through this entire game and played it for like 70 plus out. Like 76 or whatever it was. That's the first time I've actually noticed that list there. I went by the color, and when I got HP bars, I went by that.
行くよ。
勝ててよかったね。
Blood pack. Feel sleepy. Okay. Yeah, that weeks out.
出番だね。
Yep, I'm getting everybody in that.
覚悟はいいな。
Okay, those guys are weak to water. Gotcha.
勝ててよかったね。
Ah, yes, big difference, because we can see that now. You'll notice that Hameln actually had full blood gauge. Just now. Maybe more characters reach it, but you cannot enter the fights with full blood gauge anymore. This is to prevent characters from instantly going into blood Skelter and just murdering your entire party before you get a chance to do anything. Okay.
行くよ。
She doesn't have any armor, so that helps. Okay, fire spots. Little Mermaid. These are basically just treasure chests that just require you to use a specific ability to open them. That's it. They don't come. That flame does not come back. Okay, just one. Okay. Easy enough.
出番だね。みんなのおかげだよ。
There's a way to get treasure beyond the rift. Ah. That we are not getting for a while. We don't have any means of actually being able to get that at them. Oh wait, no, we do. Duh. I forgot.
聞くがよい。手に入れたぞ。
That was actually required. And you'll notice that Hamelin's actually almost at SP because we're at the beginning of the game. Some of these character skills actually cost quite a bit. Okay, the shell key is definitely for that. Let's check up over here first. Look around. Yeah, she doesn't have enough movement anymore.
行くよ。これでも受けてみろ。どんどん行くぞ。
Okay, no.
我らの勝利だ。
Ah, damn, she has a... Hamelin actually has a bit of a ways before she levels up. Oh, there's our exit. Never mind. You can also see there's some pink spots right here, and a very terrible spot like usual. Might as well make the use of this, because I'm about to go back to town, and therefore fully restore my characters. Junior Blood Cap. Defense and mental. Oh, that's just flat out better. outside of the earth resistance, but I don't think any enemies here use earth, probably. Alright, back to the district. Yay. Okay, so... now you can just strengthen. So yes, we can increase her stiletto, which on the first level is defense and tech. Tech. This is a test. Yep. I never leveled it beyond level 3 because I just assumed it just didn't get any stronger. Which means this becomes a pretty good tech weapon. With its good agility and all that good stuff. So this, with it reduces SP use, this could actually be really good on Little Mermaid. Well, let's not use up all my A's and B's right now on that. Let's see what else we got. We got mental. This one increases tech by 1 level on the first one. Costs A's. Of course, this costs A's. Let's at least give her... okay, next one's 2 HP, then 1 HP, then 1 SP. Okay. Getting a little costly there. Then HP... agility! What? SP, so the next level is going to be, like I mentioned, SP, defense. But it's getting costly now. Oh, she starts with a Gorilla Jacket. Okay, plus 5 agility, that's always good. B's, A, Yeah, at this point in time, I don't have a lot of blood crystals to just toss around everywhere. Once we get further, yes, I definitely will. Okay, we got some O's. Defense, 3 HP, 1 attack. Okay, the last level's SP, so yeah, not bad. In terms of stored, increase attack, increases attack. This might eventually negate the agility and defense. I don't know. Maybe, possibly. I don't know. Eventually I'll have more. Eventually, like usual, I'll have more money than I know what to do with at some point. Let's save.